Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is create a box that will be the size of the NS board game. And the very first thing we'll want to do here is create a new sketch. And then select a plane. And we'll create a rectangle. And we'll input the dimensions of the box. And this will be the bottom of the box. And finish sketch. Extrude. We'll extrude it to 3 millimeters. That's the material width. And we'll create a new component when we do that. Rename this. Box bottom. And we'll create another sketch on the side. And this will be the wall of the box. Another rectangle. And again, input the dimensions of the box. Let me correct that. It was a little short. Turn this so we can see it a little better. Finish sketch. Extrude. And we'll extrude it into a new component. It's going to be 3 millimeters. Again, the width of the material. Okay. And then we'll rename this one box side. We're going to copy this to the other side. So you can click Create Copy, and we'll move the copy to the other side. And there's actually a little bit better way to create copies, which I'll show you further in the video. Got to line this up. Sometimes you have to zoom in a little bit to get it to move the way you want it to. There we go. And I know it doesn't go all the way down, but we only care about the inside dimensions. It's just a quick deal we're doing here. So create another sketch. We're going to create the back of the box. Rectangle tool. Let's put that the right size. Okay. Looks pretty good. Finish sketch. Extrude. And we'll extrude this to 3 millimeters and create a new component. And OK. And then we will rename that one. Box back. Okay. Okay, so we'll make the insert for the land tiles. So I'm going to create sketch. I'm going to select the top. Just going to rotate it like this. Now a rectangle. Scrolling pretty good. And then we are going to create a rectangle 221 by 221. Hit enter. There it is. Now finish sketch and E for extrude, or here for extrude. We're going to create a new component. And 3 millimeters, that's the width of our material. Hit enter. Come over here, right click, rename, tile, land, tile, bottom, and enter. Okay. Now what we can do here is get rid of the surrounding box, and so click these. Okay. Now we're going to create the rest of our box, so we're going to create a new sketch. I'm going to do it on this side. Okay. And now rectangle. We're going to go 221 tab. Height of our insert is 72 millimeters. And I know this just because of measurements I've made ahead of time. Enter. Now we'll create our tabs. So 20 millimeters that way, tab, and 3 millimeters. So that's the width of our material. Create rectangular pattern. So you have to select 3 sides here. And then, let's get this out of the way. Well, maybe not. And then we're going to pull it all the way down to here. Not quite right. Right there. Okay. And we're going to go with 4 tabs. Hit enter. And you can see our 4 tabs down here. Now we're going to finish sketch. Sure, I did that. Okay. Finish sketch, and then extrude. Or you can also click E. No. That's not what we want. Let's do this. There we go. There, 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 and there. Now we want it to go to the inside, so click 2 sides, and we want a new component, and we're going to click that direction, 3 millimeters, and enter. Now, what we can do, okay, we're going to rename that land tile side 1. Okay, so now what we can do is copy this side. Now I learned something new here, that to copy it so that my copy is independent of this one, which is what you want, you can right click here, copy, then go up to your original NS insert, and then right click that, paste new. So then you can drag this over. Let's make sure we can line it up correctly. or you zoom in, the finer control you have. There we go. Hit OK. And now we can see, if you highlight them, it shows you which is which. So I can rename this one also. We'll just call it Land Tile Side 2. Okay, now we need to make our cuts because, and you can, to move this, you can right click and do this, but it's just easier to push, to do move. You have to select component. And so if you notice, if we move this out, the cuts are not made for our finger joints. And so to do that, we will click Combine, Capture Position. We're going to click the bottom as the target body, and then this side. Okay, but we don't want join, we want cut. And then keep tool and hit OK. Okay. And then we're going to do that to the other side also. You can see. Now I'm going to click M for move, and we'll move this up. See if it did. Yep, see it cut our Control Z to move it back. Cut our joints out. Okay, now we need to create other sides. Create sketch. Let's turn it to this right side. Create our sketch on this plane. And rectangle has to start on the inside because our tabs are going to go out. So let's just make sure we got this. Yep, looks good. And now we're going to create our tabs. And let's go 20. Tab, 3mm, that's the width of our material. Enter. Create a rectangular pattern. Scroll in. Click 3 sides. And we're going to take this all the way to the end here. And 4 tabs. Hit enter. Perfect. Now we're going to create a line right here in the middle. You'll see why here in a minute. The little triangle tells you it's the middle. So go down with that. Escape. Now we're going to create tabs on the side. And let's make these, so 3mm wide, tab. Let's go 15. Enter. Create a rectangular pattern. Click, 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 3 sides. And then we're going to bring it down. Make sure that got where I wanted it to go. Nope, went too far right there. Perfect. Let's keep that at 3 tabs. Hit enter. Now what we're going to do is mirror. So you click this. We're going to grab all 3 of these tabs. Perfect. Now we're going to go over here, select mirror line. This is our mirror line. Click, and then bam, our tabs appear over here. Hit OK. Now we're going to finish this sketch. Tilt it sideways so we can see it a bit. Now we're going to extrude, so E for extrude. And you've got to click all these tabs. And we want to extrude inward. And so we're going to have to go direction, 2 sides, new component. We're going to click this arrow to go that direction. 3mm, that's the width of our material, and enter. Okay, now we have to cut our joints. So we will go to Combine, click the bottom, then this side. Make sure it's on Cut and Keep Tools. Okay. Combine, this side, this side. Okay. Combine, this side, this side. Okay. Click M for move. We're going to move it, make sure it did what we wanted it to do, and it did. And Control Z to move it back. Now, we're going to create another copy of this. And let's rename it first. Land tile side 3. And so we're going to right click that, copy, and then let's go up here to our NS insert origin, right click, paste new. So we just created a copy of that that's independent of the original, which is important. Okay, let's make sure it's lined up. I don't think it is. No. Okay, that looks good. And hit OK. And we can rename that one. Let's just call it side 4. Enter. And now we have to make our cuts on these sides here. So combine, capture position. We're going to click this, then the bottom. Actually, no, let's cancel that. Let's do it reverse. Combine, let's click the bottom, and this, so you can see how it's highlighted. It did what we wanted. Okay. Combine, click those. Okay. Combine. Okay. And M for move. Gonna move it up, make sure it did the cuts we wanted, and it did. Control Z to put it back. So this is the insert for our large land tiles. Now we can make the box reappear, see kind of how it looks in there. Looks good. And then we'll go to the next part. Okay, so now we're going to create the card holder. So create sketch. We're going to choose this top orientation. Let's go ahead, create rectangle. I'm going to go really close here. And we want our size to be 85 wide, tab, by 132. Enter. Okay, and then let's get rid of some of these other views here. Okay, so now we are going to create our tabs. We're going to actually do it all the way around this one. So 3 millimeters, tab, and let's go 15, enter. Create rectangular pattern. There, there, there. All the way down. Didn't quite go where I wanted it. Come on. There we go. And we want 4. Enter. Okay. Now let's create a line in the middle. See the little triangle there shows you that's the middle. And escape. Now we're going to mirror this side. So we've got that. Now our mirror line, select there, and mirrored them over. Now we're going to create tabs on the top. So again, let's go 15, tab 3, enter. Create rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. It's hard to see where my edge is. There it is. And we'll just stick with 3. And now we're going to mirror this to the other side. Align. See, the little triangle tells me where the middle is. Escape. Click mirror. Okay. And now mirror line. Select here. That's it. Okay, now we're going to extrude this. Finish sketch first. Finish. And now E for extrude. We're going to click all these tabs. Extrude all these. I know my box insert isn't quite lined up the way I want it inside my box, but that's okay. We can move it when we're done with it. It's totally okay. Now 3 millimeters and enter. So you can kind of see our okay, so I had a couple of issues there I had to fix. It was my fault. Okay, so we'll create the sides now. We're going to pick this plane as our. So let's pick a rectangle. And we're going to start right here. And go to right here. It's not letting me grab it. I want it on that line right there. Okay. And let's just get our dimensions right. So we click dimension. So let's go 132. 132. Enter. And we want to dimension this also. And we want that to be 40. Okay. Now, finish sketch. And so we're going to extrude this. Let's see, which way do we need to go? We need to go out with it. So E for extrude. And 3 millimeters. Hit. We don't want it to be cut. We want it to be new component. And okay. So we have this new component. Rename. Card box side. Okay. Now, this didn't exactly work exactly how we wanted, but what we can do is hit E for extrude and bring this down to where we need it to be. There we go, and enter. And now we need to make our cuts. And let's cancel that as wrong order. Combine, so let's click this first. and then this. And now you can see it's making our cuts. Make sure it's on cut and keep tools. Okay. Now we're going to copy this side. So let's go card box side over here and right click, copy, then up here to insert origin, right click, paste new, and it created a copy for us. It should fit perfectly. And that looks pretty good. Let's hit enter. Let's scroll around, make sure it looks like it fits right, and it does. Awesome. Now I just noticed a mistake. These sides should actually extend all the way to these tabs. And so I'll show you how I'm going to fix that. So we just do extrude. And I want to grab this, go out 3 millimeters. Say 3. And hit enter. Extrude. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to grab the, there we go. And 3 millimeters and enter. Look at that, it automatically extended it down for us. And we need to do that to the other side also. E for extrude. 3 millimeters, enter. Didn't automatically do it that on that one, but that's okay. Watch, we'll fix it. Okay, because all we have to do is go to the other side. E for extrude. And 3, enter. E for extrude. We'll see if this will work the way I want it to. Okay. Now let's make sure our cuts are correct. I think it messed up one of our tabs. I'm going to pause this and fix it. Okay, so I went back and fixed it. I just had to recut them. And Control Z to go back. Okay, so now we can make our other sides here. And so when we make these other ends, we're going to want to put it onto this inside plane right here to extrude outward. Okay, so create sketch here, rectangle, and so we're going to have to start it here because we're going to make tabs that come out. Okay. So 3 millimeters, tab, and let's make these 10. It's a little bit smaller. Create rectangular pattern. And so when you make these inserts, you just gotta kind of have to look at them and see which way your tabs are gonna run. I missed one of my corners. Let's try this again. Create rectangular pattern. There, there, and there. There we go. And let's do 10. Sorry guys. Get totally mess this up. 3 tab. Let's do 8. Create rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. And now, there we go. And we'll just stick with 3. Now, make us a line halfway. There. Bring it down. Escape. We're going to mirror this. Oh, I don't like that one. Never grabs the things I want it to. I don't know why I have such a hard time with that. Okay, so selected all that. Mirror line right here. We've mirrored that. Okay. Finish sketch. Now we will extrude this. And we have to select our tabs. Nope. Okay. And it's trying to cut. We don't want that. We want a new component. It's much easier to see our tabs that way. For some reason, it's grabbing all that. Let's see if we can fix it. So we want to go out 3 millimeters. Enter. Okay. I don't know why it does that. It seems to do it every time though. Okay. Enter. And then we have to make our cuts. Combine. Bottom. Side. Okay. Okay. Combine. Click. Click. Okay. I'm going to hit M for move. Make sure it did what I needed it to do. And it almost did. Now you can see we have these little hanger-ons. For whatever reason, kind of put those on. So what we can do is we can actually fix that. And so what I can do is E for extrude, click that face. We want it to go the other way. We're just going to go 0.1 cut, and it cut it off. Same thing here, I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to go, I'm going to pause this and fix these. Okay, I made the fixes for that, and I had forgot to actually make the bottom a component, and it was still a body, and so that's why I was having trouble selecting it, I think. So I went back and fixed that and made the little cuts. And so we'll move that back into position. There we go. And now we'll make a copy of it, just like we did before. Let's see. Actually, that should be card box side. Side. We'll call that side 3. And this was the bottom that I had forgot to make into a component. Card box bottom. It messes you up when you start, at least it messes me up when I start mixing bodies and components. I am so not an expert at this. Okay, so the side, right click, copy, go up here to your insert, insert origin, paste to new. And so it made us a new one that's independent of the original. And that looks like it's pretty well in place. Enter. Right, then we're going to make our cuts. Hopefully this works like it should. Looks good. Looks good. And looks good. We're going to move it. Make sure. M for move. That made our cuts. Again, for whatever reason, I may have just been a little off. You can see these little hanger-ons here. And again, it's pretty easy to get rid of these. So E for extrude. Go back the opposite way and cut it. Okay. And then we can move this back down into position. M for move. Let's slide it back down. Enter. And looks really good. Okay, so let's do something a little different here. I'm going to create a sketch on the back side. And then we're going to create like an arch here. So when I put it on Lightburn, maybe I could put a design on it or something. So what I can do is create an arc, center point arc. So that's my center point. I know that I can go up 36 millimeters because I've measured the inside of the box. So we'll say 36. Then here is my arch, right? Escape. Then I'm going to create a center line. Okay, escape. And then mirror. So I'm going to mirror this arch. Select your center line. Hit OK. There we go. Now finish sketch. Okay, now we're going to make the trays for the sanctuaries and citadels. So let's look at it from the top. And I'm going to flip it. Create sketch. Select this plane. We're going to go down here. Rectangle. Get as close as we can. And so we're going to go 110, tab, and 75, enter. All right, so that's the size of the base that we want for our tray. Now we'll hit finish sketch. Let's try that again. Finish sketch and extrude. Create new component and 3 millimeters. Okay. And then what we're going to do is get rid of all the stuff around it so we can see it better. Isolate it. And we'll call this Citadel bottom for the little citadels that go in it. Okay, so we're going to create the sides. New sketch. Let's pick this side. Rectangle. All the way down here. And we want it to be 110 by 37. Okay. Oh, actually, I always do this. Need to start there. So 37, 36, so 34, and 110. Okay. Because then we're going to create our finger joints. 3 by 15, let's see. Enter. create rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. All the way to the side. Let's see, I can't see it. And 4. Enter. Now we will finish the sketch. Extrude. And we need this to go to the inside. So 2 sides, click the arrow, 3 millimeters, and we don't want it cut. We want a new component. Enter. Now we'll name our new component Citadel Side 1. Might as well make our cut there and there. Okay. Okay, now we're going to copy this. So we're going to go down here, copy, then go up to our NS Insert Origin, paste new. It's going to create an independent copy of it. We'll slide it over. That looks like that's probably it. Okay. Make our cuts here. Capture position. Cut. Okay. Now we will create another sketch to make our other side. Okay. Now these have to go to the inside. So, okay. 3, and let's do 10. Enter. Those look a little big. Let's do 5. Too small. How about 8? Okay, that's better. Create rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. Go down to there. And 3 tabs looks good. Okay. Create our center line. Escape. Mirror. Click all those, and now our mirror line. Select. Okay. And now we have to create our bottom tabs. So we'll do 8 again and 3. Enter. Rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. All the way across. 4 tabs. Enter. Finish sketch. Extrude. Select all of our tabs. Okay. Now let's tilt it so we can kind of see. Oh, that's not what we want to do. New components. Something strange happened. It was our distance somehow. Yeah, somehow I did something with the distance there. Okay, but we want to go inside, not outside. Okay. Three millimeters. Okay, something funky happened. Let me redo this. Okay, finish sketch. Then extrude. I don't know how that happened. Okay, and direction, 2 sides. New body. 3 millimeters, and new component. Okay, now we'll make our cuts. Combine the base, then that. You can see it's cut them out on the bottom. Combine side, this. Combine. Okay. Now we'll rename this component Del side 2. Okay. And then we will copy it. Go up to the top, right click, paste new, move it over. It's hard to see from this angle. That looks like that's correct. We'll just hit OK. That's correct. Now we have to make our cuts here. Combine, capture position, the base, this, okay. Combine this, and combine this. Okay, now let's just test it. I'm going to hit N. Make sure cuts were made the way we want, and they are. I feel pretty confident that they're all like that. Yep. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to make a copy of this to put the sanctuaries in. So we're going to select all these, hitting Shift, right click, copy, go to the top, NS insert, right click, paste new. And now, got a box just like it. Okay. Okay, so here's our 2 boxes. Let's make everything else appear around them. See how it looks. Okay. Now, let's move this one on top of this one, see how it fits. I have to get rid of this sidewall. There we go. Okay, perfect. But it does need to come back now. Okay. And there are our boxes stack. Okay, now to make the token box. And so we will create a sketch. And I'm going to do that right here. And so let's start our rectangle really close to this. And we're going to go 75 by 110. Enter. Probably could have got it a little closer. It's okay. It's pretty close. All right, looks good. Now we're going to finish sketch, extrude 3 millimeters. Okay, again, we're gonna get rid of all the excess. Now let me actually Control Z that, because I forgot to extrude it to a new component. Finish sketch, extrude, new component. Three millimeters, enter. And so we'll rename that token bottom. So this will keep our deeds and our pretender tokens. All right. Okay, so I got rid of all the other views and create another sketch. Let's go to the side. And all right, so okay, so we're going to start our rectangle here. We're going to go 110 by 25. Enter. Make our tabs. Let's go 10, tab, 3 millimeters, and rectangle pattern. Extend that out. And we'll do 4 tabs. Enter. Okay. Finish sketch. Oh, finish sketch. And then, of course, extrude. Getting ahead of myself. 3 millimeters, but we want it to come inward. So direction, 2 sides. Pick that. And 3 millimeters. And not to cut, but new component. And OK. Looks like I did something strange there, so let me Control Z that. And let's hit E, extrude. I don't know what I did. Two sides. Click there, 3. I did cut. Okay, that's what you're not supposed to do. Third time's the charm. 2 sides. Click that. 3 millimeters and new component. Enter. Okay, let's make our cut. There and there. Okay. And let's rename that token side 1. Enter. And now let's copy and go all the way up to our index insert, origin, paste new. Move that over. See if we can get it lined up from here. Perfect. Make our cuts. Perfect. Okay, now the other sides. Make a new sketch. Rectangle. Go to the inside. So we're going to make tabs going out. Perfect. Okay. Tabs. Let's do 3 millimeters and 5 millimeters. No, I did 8 on the other one. Let's just do 8. There. Create rectangular pattern. You know what? Those don't look right. Let's do them smaller. They're just too big. Create rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. all the way down. 3 is good. Enter. Let's create our center line. Enter. Escape. Mirror. That. Okay. And then select center line. Perfect. Okay. Rectangle. And let's do 5 millimeters and 3, the width of our material. Rectangular pattern. 1, 2, 3. Go all the way over, and let's do 4 tabs. Enter. Finish sketch, and E for extrude. And click all our tabs. Saw that let's see. Okay. And so we need it to go to the inside. 2 sides. And yeah. Let's Control Z that. I knew something strange happened there. Okay, E for extrude. There we go. 2 sides. 3 millimeters to the inside. And no cut, but a new body. Hit OK. Let's go down and rename that. Token side 2. Okay. And let's go ahead and make our cuts. So combine to the bottom and the side. Okay. Combine side, side. Seems to usually work when you click the side you just made last. Okay. Now we're going to copy that. Go up to our NS insert origin, paste new. So we're going to slide that over. I think that's probably it. Let's rotate that. That looks good. Okay, now let's make our cuts. Combine, capture position, bottom, side. Okay. Combine, side, side. Okay. Combine, side, side. Okay. So let's just test that out. I'm going to click M for move. We're going to move that up. Looks like it did what I wanted it to. Okay, now I'm going to make a divider between these because our tokens are going to sit upright along their side. So what I can do is find one of these sides here. And so, not that one. How about this one? Okay, so watch. I'm going to copy, go up, paste new. And so we're going to move that. And you can see our distance there. And for my measurements, I want it to be 28 millimeters away. But let me look at that from the top. It can actually be more than that. So let's just do 30. Looks good. And I'm going to hit enter. Now we have cuts to make, and it will actually cut out the ones in the middle also. So combine, capture, base, in there. Okay. Combine. Okay. And combine this side wall and then this middle part. Okay. Then I'll hit M for move, and let's check it. And there's all our cuts. Perfect. Okay. Put everything back in place and see how it looks. Okay, everything's back in place. There's our new insert there, tucked away perfectly. And now the next thing we're going to do is make our player boxes, which I hope to put 5 of them along here. One for each color. This would also include holding the expansion content. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to have to redo the meeple boxes. I had made these. They're way too short. I don't know what I was thinking. But these are the walls for it. I can't erase them really or delete them without causing other problems with some of the other things I've made. And so I'm just going to take the base, because this is the size I need the base to be. And, we create the base just like we created the base for everything else here. And now we're going to create walls. I did make some lids for them, but I don't really think I like the lids. So we're going to go ahead and just create a box around these to the correct size. Okay, so create a sketch. I'm going to do it on this face. And tell you what, this is where we're at right here. Create a rectangle. So that's 3 millimeters. So this is going to be 52 by, and we're going to make this 53. Enter. Okay, then make our finger joints. 3 by, let's do 10. Enter. Create rectangular pattern. Let's move this stuff over. Go down with it all the way to there. And enter. Create our center line. There it is. Escape. Mirror. I'm going to do this select tool. I can never get them all. And mirror line select. Got that. Okay. Finish sketch. We're going to extrude it. Oh. Let's do that again. Finish sketch. That. This. Oh, come on now. Okay, I'm done. Hit shift. Okay. Extrude. And we want to go the other way. Well, let me make sure of that. Nope. It's the correct way. 3 millimeters. And we don't want to cut. We want a new component. Hit enter. Okay. Looks like we're kind of missing a piece down here. Not a big deal. We can extrude that down. Enter. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to create this just like we did all the other boxes. Okay, so here's the completed box. And so we would have 5 of these. And what I'm going to do is lay it flat, make a projection, and resave my projection with the new one in it. And I don't have to make 5 of them here. I can just copy on Lightburn to make 5 of them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is lay all of these pieces flat. So click M for move. Move it out just a bit. And then rotate it 90 degrees. And lay it flat. Okay, enter. And same thing with all the other pieces. Okay. Enter. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and do this with all the other pieces. Okay, so to drop this to the ground, basically, I just figured something out. So I just moved it away. Then you can click point to position. Click that, and it wants you to select a point. So I can select just that corner, and then you go to your Z position and put 0 and enter, and that drops it completely to the ground. Okay, so as you can see, I flattened everything out. We don't have to flatten all these out because in Lightburn we can just make copies of this. Same thing for the card box. Also, there's some pieces that, like this little piece here, that's not going to stay on when I laser cut it. So I can correct that in Lightburn also, and maybe make it part of this piece or something like that. And so, but the next thing we're going to do is make a projection so that we can convert it to a DXF file, because we do have the free version, and so this is kind of the way we have to do it. So what you want to do is hit P, capture position. It wants us to select a plane, so we're going to select this one. And I make all the projections and I'll do them in separate files. And so I'm going to select that, that, and that. Okay, and you can see our projection window here. So we're going to hit OK, projection link, make sure that's clicked, and hit OK. And you can see it kind of outlines everything in purple. Now what we want to do is go up here to sketches. And what it did, it created a new sketch for us at the very bottom. You can see here when I scroll over it, it outlines it. So we know that's the correct one. So we want to rename it so we know what it is. So rename land, projection land tile insert, and enter. Okay, and now same thing. So we'll hit P again. Oh wait, we want to hit OK. Now we want to hit P, and we do this again. So we'll do this on the and you want to make sure everything's clicked. You can see some of our items didn't get filled in. So you want to make sure you get everything clicked or it won't show up on your projection. Same thing with these little pieces here. And the lid. Okay, so I've got all of our meeple box selected. Okay. You can see it's all outlined in purple. And actually, what happened here, it actually saved them both under the same sketch. Okay, and that's okay. All right. And so if I hit P again, It should, yeah. And I think that's what it's going to do. And if I click something else, let's see. So let's go to the next one. Five selected. Okay. And you can see it's all outlined in purple. Yeah, it's saving them all under projection land tile insert. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Let me try something different. So hit P. Let me try this. No, they're still all the same. I think that's okay. As long as we, because what we'll end up doing is going over here, right clicking, and saving them all as a DXF file. And so I'll pause that while I do that. Okay, so I've created a projection of everything. We'll just go ahead and rename this projection insert because it's all saved under that. Okay, now what I do is go over here, right click, save as DXF, and we'll call it NS insert. And I'm going to save this under my Lightburn folder, board game stuff, and save. Now, what I'm going to do, just to make sure that that worked, I'm going to pull up Lightburn. And I'm going to open that file. And Lightburn, board game stuff. And it's DXF, so you have to click all supported. And there it is. Perfect. Looks like it worked. And so I'll look through these, see if I see any problems, clean them up, and we'll go to the next step. That's right. But if you highlight it and you click the ungroup selection, it ungroups all these lines. So you can click that outside line, delete it, and then we're left with this. And some of these will work, some of them won't. And so I'm going to go through here and look at this image and see if I need to delete anything else. I'll pause it. Okay, so I'm deleting some of these little pieces here, and I'm not sure how this will turn out. And so maybe I ought to just cut all that out. Let me Control Z that. What we'll get out is just a cutout of the legs. The rest of it looks pretty good though, for the most part. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do with this image is I'm going to do the offset shape again. And so, okay.
Medic 3, Attention 3. Emergency medical call. 560 Prestige Circle. Unit 200.
Okay, I've shrunk my crow down. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. So it's got such intricate details. But we can center it on here. Okay, well, that doesn't look right. Okay. Now we'll hit Shift. No, something's not working, but that looks good. And so I think what I'll do is highlight it, Control D, duplicate, and put another one on this side. And actually, this one needs to be rotated. Ah. Oh, there's another one there, actually. That's what was the problem. Okay. Now, no? Okay. For some reason, it's just not wanting to work. I think it's because they're all separate pieces. And so let me group the selection. And then, that worked. It's because they were all, it was seeing them all as separate pieces. So we'll group all of those, shift, push this, bullseye. That centers it for us. Like I said, I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. It may not turn out well at all. Okay, I found these other images, and I think I'm gonna use this one here and put them along these edges. So I've got a trace image, okay, and delete image after trace, okay. And now we want to, ungroup these. So I'm gonna take this and let me group that one image together. And now let's rotate it. And we're gonna make it larger. Now, the thing is that I feel like the cutout's a little bit large on this. So what I'm going to do is offset shape. We did some of the others. Let's do 0.5 and see how that looks. No. Let's do it again. 0.5. Inward? No. Let's do 1. How about, what does 2 look like? No, it's too much. 1.25. And now we'll delete the already highlighted one. That's better. Or actually, it's a little too much. Let's do just 1. And delete that. Now we're going to highlight this. Control D to copy it. Bring it over to the other side. And let's center this up on here. Must already be centered. About this one. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to put it on these other sides. Control D. And I will pause that while I do that. Okay, now I'm going to do this one here. And I'm going to do our offset again. Oh, no. I want to offset it just slightly. How about 0.5? 0.1? How about 0.3? And delete that. There we go. Control D. Take it to the other side. Shift. We'll center it. And then Control D. We're going to put one both sides of this. I'll go ahead and pause it while I do that. Okay, now I'm doing another pattern. Control D on here. And, oh, I don't want the whole thing. Hopefully this comes out okay. I think I actually need to bring the pattern in just a bit. Is what I think. Let's go 0.2, just a little bit offset. Delete the other, just so our cuts look okay. Okay, now Control D, bring the other one down here, Shift, click our outside box, bullseye. Oh, Control D, rotate that, and now we're going to have to make it longer. Okay, bullseye. Come on now. Control D, opposite side, Shift, bullseye. Perfect. Okay, so I trace these images, and my intent with these is to do a fill on this and this. And the bad thing about this, I think it will take quite a while to etch all this, but I'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I tried tracing a card image, and it really just did not turn out very good. So what I'll do instead is we'll trace this image. Okay, and then we'll put this on the, it's a similar image. Okay, so my box for my meeples, I don't think the crows are going to really turn out very well, so I'm just going to engrave these on the box. And the other thing, when I was fitting this in with the land insert, it was a little bit too tight. And so what I'm going to do is shave a millimeter off the height here, okay? And so we're going to make that 47 millimeters, and you want it to be locked so it changes. Or actually, we actually don't need it to be locked because we're only changing one dimension. So we're going to do that 47, and you can see what it's changing there. Let me pause this. Okay, so I had a duplicate there I had to erase. So let me center this back onto this and Shift, press the box and bullseye. Nope. Control Z that. It's because this needs to be grouped. Group. Now, click that. Bullseye. There we go. So I need to now shave a millimeter off this. Let's see, what was the width on that? Where's the height? It's to be 47. Enter. Okay. And then same thing on this one. 47. Enter. So basically all I did, I shaved a millimeter off the height, or when you place it in the box, it looks like the width of it. And so what I'm going to do is copy this whole thing. And I had opened up Lightburn. It's connected to the laser because I want to burn these one at a time. That's what I want to do. And so then what I'll do, I will cut this. It's going to take a bit, 55 minutes because of the engraving. But what I want to do is check 195 on the speed. I need to set my kerf offset. And I'm picking 0.114. Seemed to work on the last one pretty well. On the land tile insert. And hit OK. Then I'll frame it and cut it. Cut this piece and see how it works out. And what I'll do here is so speed is 200, power is 100. That's for my laser. But then the kerf offset's very important. If you have a kerf offset at 0, all the pieces will be too loose. So we're going to try, let's see, 0.110 was a little too loose for me. So I'm going to go 0.112. I'm going to try that for the kerf offset and hit OK. And then I will set it up and hit start and burn it. Okay, so here's a bunch of the insert for MS. It's not all of it, obviously, but I thought I would just show how some of it came out. And of course, when you cut them, you want them to fall out that easy. One little hanger on here. Okay. And now let's see about putting this together. Get all the little pieces out. Hopefully this fits together like I want it to. Grab a just get a little X-Acto knife, push them out. Most of the time these come out a little easier. There we go. Little cleanup there. It's good. We'll do this part first. So let these go here. A lot of times it's easier to put the middle in. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Snapped right in. And then at this side. Now sometimes you need a little hammer to. Sometimes you don't. That one went in really well. It depends on your, what I've found is it depends on your kerf offset, but it also depends on the wood you're using. There's definite variances. Even though you may order 3mm wood, tap that down. There's just these slight little differences that kerf offset that you use on one doesn't necessarily carry over to another sheet of wood. That's going in really well. Just some little taps. So it helps to have a like a wood hammer, like this is nylon and rubber. When you're putting these inserts together. This is going in really easy. And so that's one of the boxes. Looks really good. Now we'll do this one. This one's pretty loose, and so I may need some glue on this one. And that's fine. I'd rather put a little bit of glue on it than have to smash it in there. And so what you can do is get you just a little bit of glue, some wood glue, glue is glued shut. There we go. Okay. And then just put just a little tiny bit on here. See that? Just a little bit. You can even kind of get the excess off with your fingers. And that will, once it dries, it will not come loose. Pretty much guaranteed. They say this glue is actually stronger than the wood that you're putting it on. And so, a few taps here. May not even need the glue. It's perfect. Wipe away any excess glue on the inside. And then this one, probably don't even need the hammer. But you can see it it doesn't fit the greatest on that side. I don't know why. So again, I can remove it, and I'm going to get a little glue, and so that will go into these little joints here. Oh, that was a little bit too much, but that's okay. Just wipe it off. It dries clear, so it's not a big deal if you get a little bit on the insert. Totally okay. So that's pretty good. That'll just a little bit. Keep it together really nicely. It's perfect. Beautiful. And now this is the one of the meeple boxes. Turned out really good. This is the bottom. And you can see these images turned out really nice. We're going to definitely need glue on these. I don't know why it turned out so loose, but it did. That's okay. Again, your kerf offset can definitely change depending on the wood that you're using. It's really weird. Just put a little bit on here and keep it together very nicely once it dries. I'll wipe away any excess. Yeah, very strange. I used the same kerf offset with the other meeple boxes, and they were pretty tight. So who knows? Oh, this one's really loose. But like I said, I'd rather it be a little bit loose than be way too tight, because you can always use wood glue. Nice. Very nice. That back is actually a little tighter on there than I thought, which is good. Okay. Wipe away the excess on the inside. Okay. And then we'll put the back on. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of wood glue on this one. It is fitting a little loose. And these tabs here. A little bit on these. Perfect. Just need a little bit. back on. Very nice. Actually clipped in pretty good. But once that glue dries, shouldn't be any problem. And that's it.